absolutely love a good zombie movie. I actually also really love bad zombie movies, but the less said about that, the better. One of my all-time favourite, not just zombie movies, but movies of all time, is the Dawn of the Dead remake by Zack Snyder. So imagine my surprise and excitement when a few months back I heard that he was making a Netflix exclusive zombie movie called Army of the Dead. Now, at first I thought it might be a follow-up to his Dawn of the Dead, but absolutely no tie-ins whatsoever to that. But Zack Snyder is a great director. He's good with action. He's good with characters. He has gotten a lot better with that over the years. But yeah, he's really good with characters and he's really good with stories. And all of that put together, and then hearing about the actual ideas of this movie, where it is an army of the undead, and they have evolved, and they are smarter, and they are stronger, and they are, it's a very exciting theory, a very exciting idea. To put all that on paper and then put it into a movie is just, it has been kind of done before, but to do it in this sort of big scale and this just all out kind of blockbuster is just, it's mouth-watering. It really is. So I was very excited for a very long time, and then I saw the first trailer and I was absolutely blown away. This was my movie of the year. This is the one that I was looking forward to most because, again, I love a zombie movie. I love an action movie. I love action movies with comedy in them. I love zombie movies with comedy in them. And this was going to give me all of that. Now, the story itself is also very unique when it comes to a zombie movie. There's a big outbreak, but instead of it spreading all around the world, they decide to contain it in Las Vegas. Now, I had a good debate with my wife about this, about how they were going to do it, and I said they'll probably just wall it off somehow. Surprise, surprise, that's what they did. Spoiler alert, it's in the first kind of 5 minutes of the movie, but this review is going to have spoilers in it, so be warned. But yeah, the outbreak happens in Las Vegas, and as it's kind of starting to spread out, the government fly in with big, huge shipping containers and wall off the city, and people just about get out. There's a few mercenaries in there helping out as well, one of which is the main star, Dave Bautista. Absolutely love him. He's a great actor, great action star. He's just really good all round. He's become such an iconic figure in Hollywood that, I just absolutely adore him, and a lot of people do.
Mr. Ward, how would you like to make $50 million?
But they get out of the city. There were some people left inside, unfortunately, but you can't save everyone in these type of movies. But yeah, it fast forwards to a few months later. I think it's about 6 months later, and the government have decided to drop a nuke on the town. Now, just before this was announced in the movie, I was kind of thinking to myself, why don't they just nuke the place? Why don't they just wipe it all out? If it's all walled off and all contained, get rid of it. But, there's red tape, and there's, there's zombie enthusiasts, sympathists, I should say, that want to, these are still human beings at the end of the day, and we can't kill them, blah, 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 blah. But they decided to drop a nuke on the city, and it's going to happen in 4 days. So the owner of one of the casinos, who has a lot of money in one of the bank vaults, visits Dave Bautista and basically says, look, I'll give you 50 million if you can go in and get my money out. And yeah, game on. He rounds up a little crew to go in and get the money out. It turns out his daughter is still not in the city, but just outside. There's kind of a walled off, I'm assuming it's a quarantine area. I think I may have missed something, some kind of dialogue or some kind of scene where it explains that just outside of the city there is a walled off section with people not being allowed to be let out in case of infection. But again, I kind of missed what was going on there, so I just took it as read that that's what the case is. But yeah, his daughter's working there. He goes along to visit his daughter to get a way in, him and his crew, and it turns out there's a French lady there who can sneak people in and out of the city, and that's what they do. They get inside. Now, along with Dave Bautista's crew, one of the casino owners' henchmen has gone along with them because he wants to keep an eye on them. It turns out he has got ulterior motives. Spoiler alert, he wants to get some blood samples of one of these advanced zombies. They call them alphas because they're stronger, they're smarter, they're faster. But instead of just getting a blood sample, he cuts the head off of one of these zombies, and it turns out to be the girlfriend of the lead zombie. The alpha of the alphas, who I'm assuming was the zombie that was at the beginning of the movie, right at the beginning, during the breakout, just before the breakout. An army is escorting a container, and it turns out that inside the container is this zombie, and he breaks out and starts the virus spread. But he has short hair. And then when we fast forward, he has long hair. I was under the assumption that zombies were dead and that their hair wouldn't grow, but hey ho, we just kind of go along with it. But yeah, it's his girlfriend, who is also, spoiler alert, pregnant. Again, how can a dead person be pregnant? But yeah, zombie baby Jesus. Great. But yeah, the baby is now dead, so Alpha is very pissed off about this. He decides to hunt them down with his army of zombies. During all of this, the mercenary crew are trying to break into the safe underground, and they get around to doing it, albeit a little easily. There wasn't kind of an Ocean's 11 style of breaking into the safe. I can understand there's no one around, so they don't really need to be careful and come up with this big elaborate plot. They kind of just go down an elevator, find the safe, and they start cracking it. There wasn't a lot of tension there. I thought there would be a bit more, especially when this kind of surrounding. I was expecting a bit more of a I'm not really sure what I was expecting, but it just didn't quite deliver that part. They did kind of say, oh, by the way, the nuke's coming in 2 days early, so it's going to be here in an hour and a half. That should be just enough time. But it's at that point, it is sort of biting your nails, hoping that they get out just in time, which in a movie like this you kind of expect them to do. Now, I was very surprised about who dies at the end. We'll get to that in a little while. But the thing that also kind of made me laugh, these sort of stories, these sort of movies, you have specific beats when it comes to the main characters. When they get into the job that they need to do, when they first turn up, one of them just dies straight away. In this case, it was a very badass action scene with one of the ladies that Dave Bautista's character had hired. She was kicking some ass. She was going through zombies like tissue. Not really sure of the analogy there, but we'll stick with it for now. She was absolutely kicking some ass, and it turns out that she actually got double-crossed by the guy that wanted to cut off the zombie girl's head. But yeah, she absolutely ran through these zombies, and then right at the end, just as they're about to get out, she just gets bitten and died. But the point I wanted to make is, these sort of movies, you go through these beats where the beginning stage, someone dies. The next stage, when they get into, the building, someone dies. They start picking off the characters. And I thought it was quite funny. It didn't really deter from that sort of story beat. Again, the story of these kind of zombie movies is very A to B to C. The outbreak happens, a lot of people die, including a lot of the main characters, and then you normally end up with a sole survivor towards the end. But yeah, I mean, they got the money and they started escaping, all whilst Alpha was trying to send his army of the dead after these characters because he wanted some revenge. Now, Dave Bautista and his daughter and the helicopter pilot just about managed to escape. But as they're flying away, Alpha jumps onto the helicopter. Hey, I'm back. I didn't die when you thought I did. They exploded him with a grenade launcher and he didn't die, because why would he? He also, just quickly, to show how smart this zombie is, he has a metal helmet on so that you can't shoot him in the brain. No, it looks absolutely ridiculous. Feels incredibly stupid, but it does kind of work because it needs to show how smart these guys are. But yeah, this end battle, he doesn't have his helmet on, so he jumps onto the helicopter. Him and Dave Bautista are having some fisticuffs. Dave Bautista gets the upper hand, but just before he can shoot him in the face, he gets bitten in the neck. So yeah, he also accidentally shoots the pilot, so the helicopter crashes, and yeah, Alpha's dead, the pilot's dead, the daughter's still alive, and Dave Bautista is turned into a zombie, so she has to shoot him in the head. So yeah, great action. A lot of funny moments in this movie. One of the big standouts for me was the German Safecracker that they that they hire, because he's sort of like he's not a big manly man. He's just a kind of skinny little Safecracker, and they're all these big burly, muscly mercenaries with big guns and chainsaws and stuff. And they kind of look at him like he's really weird, but he does hold his own. He does have some good action scenes. He's very funny, but yeah, ultimately he dies. So our sole survivor was the daughter of Dave Bautista's character, and we fade to black. But then it turns out that there is another survivor, because during German Safecracker guy's last sort of fight back against the zombies, he pushes one of the mercenaries into the safe, and locks him in. And at the time I thought, well, he ain't going to be able to get out now, is he? Because he's locked in the safe and he's just going to die of suffocation. But after the nuke, you see him climbing out of the rubble with big old bags of money. He survived. He made it. He's trying to fight his way back out of the city, which again is just rubble. There's just been a nuclear bomb dropped on it. I'm surprised there's no fallout from that, but we won't get into that. So yeah, he strolls out with a few bags of money, finds a car, drives to the airport, and hires a private plane. All good, right? Whilst on the plane, he takes a sip of champagne and nearly collapses because he's not quite well. So he goes to the bathroom, looks in the mirror, and he's got a bite on his arm. Just out of nowhere, I kind of saw it coming, because during the fight scene that he got scratched quite dramatically across the face, and I thought that's going to come into play later. The scratch didn't, but the bite did. So I kind of half guessed it right. And yeah, the outbreak is going to carry on, because there is now a zombie on aboard a private plane, and he didn't do the wise thing and shoot himself in the head. He's going to carry on, and I'm assuming if we do get an Army of the Dead 2, it's all going to be from him. He's going to be the main antithesis of the new outbreak. So yeah, was this movie any good or not? I'm going to say yes. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. It was funny, action-packed, just what I want from a zombie movie. Had some cool moments in it, had some good storyline beats. A few problems I had with it. There were times where the zombies were getting shot in the head, and as their brains were exploding, there was sort of electricity crackles and blue lights, and I thought, are these like robot zombies? Are they? Is that some kind of experiment? What the hell is going on here? But it doesn't get explained. I assume that was just some kind of genetic mutation of the zombie virus, because when the Alpha gets shot in the end, his brain explodes and a lot of blue stuff comes out as well. Is it just, further evolution of this zombie virus that some of their blood is blue? I don't know. It wasn't really delved into. It wasn't really explained. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be a thing and I'm just picking on something that wasn't there. I'm not sure, but it was very kind of strange when you was watching it and the blue sort of flashy lights happened, and I don't know whether it was supposed to be a thing or not. Maybe it's in Vegas though, so maybe, it's just, maybe he ate a light bulb. I don't know. But yeah, aside from the few little squabbles that I had with it, the movie was very good, very entertaining. But is it the best zombie movie I've ever seen? No. Is it up there? Yes. It's very enjoyable, and I am definitely going to watch this again. Mainly for the cool zombie aesthetic, the fact that there is a zombie lion and a zombie horse. I forgot to mention that. Spoiler alert.
What is this? It's a goddamn zombie tiger. That's crossing the line.
It's just incredible. One of Siegfried and Roy's tigers was now a zombie tiger, and the Alpha rode on top of a zombie horse. Something new, something interesting from these type of zombie movies, so I was very happy with that. But I'm definitely going to watch it again. I'm going to give it another go, and I really hope there is a sequel, because they have led it into being able to be a sequel. They've put that spot at the end where you can say, well, this can definitely carry on this story. Will they do it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the reaction have been to this movie so far. I don't know how well it's doing, but if it has done well enough, I'm definitely going to look forward to a sequel. But yeah, it was a pretty decent movie. I want to know your thoughts, though. I want you to let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead on Netflix. Did you like it? Did you not? Did you see the blue goo as well? The blue flashy goo stuff that came out of the zombie's head? Did you see that? Or was it just my brain playing tricks on me? And how cool was that zombie tiger? Let me know in the comments down below. But do give me a subscribe, because then you can check out more videos that I do, like movie reviews or movie quizzes or just nonsense movie trivia, because who doesn't love a bit of movie trivia? So yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit notification bell, and drop me a like for this video, and I'll speak to you soon. Goodbye.
That's heavy, brother. But I dig it.